So I grew up with my mom and dad were really young. They were like 16 years old when they had me. So it was like growing up with kids that were also growing up. They separated, and then I ended up, meeting my stepmom. A lot of moving around, I guess, as a kid. Yeah, I had a pretty good life. I lived with my grandparents for a little bit, and then my dad found another woman, and they got married, and they're still married to this day. So I moved in with them, and I have three other step siblings. Kind of a crazy, being the stepchild. They took care of us. My mom did college and stuff, and she works for Wellstar, and my dad did a lot of hours. For my dad dropping out of high school of his second year of ninth grade, putting his all into making sure we were took care of, they really did a good job, I think. I started with PERT 10s. I remember going to the dentist. I believe I had like a root canal done, and I had some other dental works, done, and that was the first time that I was ever really prescribed some kind of narcotic, and I really liked the way it felt. My step-grandfather had a medicine cabinet that was stocked full of like expired Percocet 10s, and no one noticing. Then it escalated up to me taking bottles of it, pretty much where that started. Eventually all of this turned into a crazy drug addiction of me shooting up heroin for a long time. I started craving it, and later on in life that turned into like a dark spiral of me just doing more and more. Actually, it led to me doing a lot of Roxy 30s, which is a lot stronger. And then once it got to the point where I couldn't buy enough Roxys really to cover covering the withdrawal feelings. I would shoot up like 4 Roxy 30s at a time, and at $120, and it wasn't getting me high. That's when I switched to heroin, because I could get something a lot stronger for a whole lot cheaper, and I was already shooting it. And it just got to the point where I was just lying and stealing, and I was manipulating. I realized I needed help. I got out of PDC, and it was the third time that I'd already violated probation. When I got out, my dad told me I don't have anywhere to go. He's like, I'm not going to help you. You need to get into a program. You got to do something. And my probation officer already told me, he's like, you got 30 days to get an address. Everywhere that I called, they wouldn't let me in. And so I knew I didn't even have really 30 days at all. I didn't probably 30 minutes. I realized I needed help when I got out of the PDC. My dad picked me up, and I talked to my probation officer, and Dad told me that he's not helping me. I can't stay with him. My probation officer said I have to have an address within 30 days or I'm violating again. And if I violate again, I'm going to prison for the remainder of my probation. I heard about A Better Way after I called several different places. Everyone told me no, it was going to take, they didn't have a bed open. It was going to take 30 days or so. At least every place said that they couldn't let me in. And we called a lady from church. Her name's Mary Ashcraft. And we told her that, we don't know what we're going to do. And she said, hold on, we're going to get you in a place tonight. She made a call to somebody, and somehow the very next call wound me up on an interview with Billy. After I did the whole spiel with Billy about the interview and stuff, I told him, I was like, look, I need help. I don't have $2,500. And he told me to come on. My first day at A Better Way, I passed by the property on accident, and it almost looked too good to be true. Turn around. My first thought was, wow, God has literally dropped this place right here on the earth for me to be able to get my life together. And that's what I felt. I was like, it's beautiful here. And the guys are out there in purple, and they welcomed me in. They were really cool. They escorted me down into the basement, and they took away my backpack, and they gave me all brand new clothes, and they were real nice. Mike Farrar is actually the one that checked me in. It's just really cool that they took my bag and stuff, and they told my family, they were like, all this old crap, just get rid of it. We're going to get new stuff. The structure of A Better Way is something that was different than what I was used to living, but it was exactly what I needed. It's the only place that made me get up at 4:45 and actually spend time with the Lord, and that's what I really needed. I truly believe that if this place wasn't Christ-centered and faith-based, I wouldn't have made it. Brotherhood at A Better Way, it's really cool to just be around a bunch of guys that are really going through it, and the fact that we can just all come together, it's cool to watch God, be working on people and then send them your way when you're going through something, and they're there to pray for you and comfort you, and kind of just pull you closer to the Lord and bring you to the altar instead of allowing you to just spin out of control and go back into your old ways. The Florida trip with Brother John was amazing, extremely beautiful view, and just getting to step out of the program for a second and still go practice what we've learned here and in an environment that wasn't really enforcing all the rules that much, but it was cool to just still exercise what we learned. Coming here to A Better Way, this is the first time that I have truly walked with the Lord and really meant it. Like, I really truly changed my life. So the fact that I could go and get baptized this time and mean it, and it wasn't just because someone else did it or left that old man behind, get to walk in the new creation. A Better Way has given me a relationship with the Lord. They paid off all my fines, got me my driver's license, and they got my birth certificate, and they got my social security card. They gave me an address to use, and they've also given me a job, and they've given me a fresh start. A Better Way has really helped me get my relationship right with the Lord. They've given me all the tools and everything that's necessary to be able to dig into the Bible, getting up on stage and praying and leading these guys. They've trained me on how to be a shepherd over a house. You know, they taught me how to be grateful, because I came from a place that didn't have, very much. I was self-driven into the ground. God really used this place to clean me up, pull me out of the dirt, put me on a firm foundation. They've given me a bed. They've given me a roof. They've given me every single clothing that I've ever needed. A Better Way took care of my hepatitis C also. They've just showed me how to really live a Christian life and truly live for the Lord and be a leader and disciple other men. I'm a miracle. I'm a walking miracle, and I'm definitely got a testimony to share.